So after me and Mr. Fontaine spoke and he told me about his life prior to coming to the States, we began to speak on how life was when he came here, and, what he expected and how things were different than what he thought, and what he encountered that people don't tell you about prior to coming. Start with why exactly did you actually come to the U.S.?
Good question. You know when my parents decided to send us, because I came over here with my young brother, we came at the same time, come to the United States. Hey, at the beginning, everything was great. Everything was great, and you thought like, wow, big cars and big roads and big buildings, everything was great. Food was so cheap, and McDonald's, back there we used to call McDonald's in French, it was so fun. But, hey, we realized something else, which is everything was not free. People have to work to earn it, and people have to follow the law. I said, the law? What are you talking about following the law in the United States? Because back then in my country, hey, just say my last name to a police, they let you go. Back then in my country, people used to have weed on the street. Police just, instead to arrest you, the police come to you, ask if they can smoke with you. But you come over here, the United States, oh no, they arrest you.
So not knowing how to do a lot of things, how did that work when you came here? What did you actually get into?
Okay, first of all, when I came to this country, I was trying to go to school. I went to learn English. I did the reading, and I was doing well. And then, instead to do whatever your parents ask you to do, so now you are being carried out by the movement. When I talk about movement, means you start seeing all those gangs, all those people you never heard of before. You're like, did they have those kind of people over here? See, because you thought to be in the same movement, you want to be involved. I thought to join all those kind of, everything was, just new to me, and I want to jump on it. Women and girls and gangs and drugs and then I'm like, whoa, you can make money with that. See, I said, oh, that's another way to make money in the U.S.
In the US,
wow,
in this land of milk and honey.
Yeah, exactly. I said, wow, that's why they call it opportunity. That was the wrong one. And a friend was calling me to ask me questions what I was doing. I keep telling them, oh man, I'm making a lot of money. So all my friends listened to me saying that, man, so the U.S. got money for real. What did you do? I told them I was working. I was not the right job I was doing to let them know. So I would just tell them I was working, but they didn't know what kind of job I was doing. Because
so by telling your friends that you were just making money and they believed you perpetually just kept that stereotype and that misconception that America's a land of milk and honey kept going.
Exactly.
So instead of you telling them that America's not what it was, you were telling them that, money's on trees, basically you were saying.
Yeah, exactly. See, I was telling them that because, the deception I had when I came, because like you said, I thought everything gonna be free was coming up, but when I found out that people have to work, I never worked before. I ended up doing drugs myself, selling drugs, and got arrested for the first time. Instead to stop to doing this, I said no, let me do it again. This is the land of opportunity. Wrong path. I keep doing it.
What type of people were you hanging or affiliated with in the gang? What race was in the group? It was just blacks?
Blacks.
Just blacks, wow.
Blacks.
So black people from this country?
From this country.
So hanging with these blacks and coming from an African country, you know, what were the differences between the two races?
Okay, they are same race. They are same race, but different culture. That's the point. We are totally different. I just found out exactly when I came. First in this country, all blacks, when you talk to them, for instance, soon they hear you, they have an accent. They're like, where you from? You know, where you from? I can understand you. Even you say good morning, I don't understand you. You know, they try to minimize us, especially when they don't know you. You know.
You think naturally there's tension between black people and Africans?
Like I say, because they're different of culture. You know, they don't do that intentionally, but the way they're being taught to do it.
I do not see why there should be a rivalry between us that came from Africa and the African Americans.
Outside, there is a lot of hatred between the Africans and blacks.
They should be people that we look up to, right? Because they've been here for like 500 years.
It's like, for example, when a person colonizes or takes over our house, everything belongs to him in a place, and suddenly somebody came from nowhere, somebody that you look at as an inferior person, and suddenly comes here and suddenly begin to take the position that you think you were the one supposed to take it. That caused a lot of hatred. That caused a lot of conflict.
I've always thought they live just like every other average American, but when I got here, I can see that they are not actually growing up as a first-class citizen. They are regarded as a second-class citizen, if you may ask me. But where I came from, I was never inferior to anyone. I grew up as a Nigerian.
At the end of the day, we all want people.
I had an experience one day. I went to the Walmart and I saw this woman saw me coming. All of a sudden, she grabbed a bag from her trolley. And, I was so baffled. And I was thinking to myself, saying to myself, I probably earned 4 times the salary of this woman. So I do not think there's anything in that bag that will really attract me to steal. You know?
It affects us all, and I speak not just for myself, but also for all peoples.
So when I look at the black Americans, I think a lot of things needs to change. You know? People need to understand that no race is superior to another.
We say, can this happen in America?
You know, I can talk to you over the phone. You tell me your name is Williams. Okay.
You could be either white or
you
black.
You can be a white, black. You can be
white or black with
Spanish, whatever.
So, yeah, even in Spanish, you'll never know. But an African man tell you his name is Fumi. Okay, that
I know. Like me, if you say Bosilico, they're gonna be like, okay, that I know. This is not sound American. This is an African name. You know.
I'm confident. I know what I want, and I know how to get it. And if there's something that I'm entitled to, I don't beg for it. I take it.
What I have found through my series of research and interviews is that whether there is tension present between the African man and the black American is controversial. It really comes down to your personal opinion through experiences, first-hand experiences, because many people will say there is no animosity, there's no rivalry between the two. They are one, but others can say different. I know, speaking as an African, there is a strive to be different than the average black man because there's connotation with that African people do not want to carry along with them. And this is nothing that you hear prior to coming to America. These are something you face here. Coming to America, you face things that you never thought you were going to face before. So last time we spoke on what happened when you got here and how you got indulged into things that were not right, selling drugs, doing drugs, pushing dope, all these things. And my question is, when you look back at all this, what do you think of, what comes to your mind?
When I think about it right now, that's something I cannot be proud of, because if I think about it, and I always say to myself, I came to this country to to do something positive. But like I said, when you come to this country, the reality we have back home is totally different. You know, you come to this country, you have to earn it. You have to do this, you have to work hard, you have to do whatever it's supposed to you to do. But I couldn't do it. So I tried to get the easy way.
What changed you?
Oh, what changed me? I met God.
And the first time I came here, it was like, okay, it was good, but it wasn't like I thought it would be, because I grew up in an environment that had a lot of incredible infrastructure. So it was like, oh well, good, great things to see, but not like the image that I had in my mind. But it's still beautiful. I think the most important thing for me was not the infrastructure, it was the concept behind America.
Yes, there is a lot of abject poverty in the United States. Is there wealth also? Yes, there is wealth. But nobody ever told people that also there is poverty.
And the first thing that comes into the mind when you tell them from Africa, you know, they may not acknowledge it, may not admit it, is that, okay, poverty, war, underdevelopment.
America is not heaven. America is not heaven.
And seriously, there are places that you can go in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, amazing places. You know, you go there and say, my God, this, are you sure we're in Africa? Your country is what you make of it.
Do you think if you went back to Africa and told people that America wasn't what it seems to be, would they believe you?
No.
Your country and America, which would you rather live in?
If you ask me, I would rather live in my country.
I was better. I have a better life back home.
Right.
But there's a change taking place in Nigeria.
Could be. Depends on what you're looking for. If you want peace, tranquility, yes, it might be a promised land. And that's why a lot of people are still here.
America is more than what your eyes see.
It's a great country. It's a country that gives opportunity. It's a country that is willing to celebrate anyone that has it. But do they have their own failures too? Yes, they do.
I mean, I want to be able to turn up my tap and get water when I want. I want to be able to switch, move my switch around and the electricity will come on. I want to be able to send my children to school and they get to school safely. That is what I'm talking about. But I'm sure things are going to get better in my country, and if that happens, then we all go back home.